Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is that PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year.
Wow, look at that energy. Wow.
Well, I mean, I could have pulled a Eddie V and did some really off the wall shit.
No, I'm saying you just told us you were tired and you just brought some energy. I was complimenting you. It was a compliment. I'm not always making fun of you, LeRon.
Hey, it's called fake it till you make it.
There's a
Very
dirty
true.
joke in
Sound
there somewhere,
advice.
but
Yes.
also joining us is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Cleveland.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, indeed. Indeed. Also joining us is the joy of the EXP cast and Arsenal X, the man himself, Stoy.
You almost did it, didn't you?
I did. I had it in my head. Actually, I almost said Joy. I almost
Joyvich?
mixed up. Yeah, I almost mixed your name up.
Well, I mean,
And-
that'd be kind of cool. You could do that.
I
He's an
could.
honorary wise Wisconsinite, right? For the
Yeah.
last episode of Arsenal X.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that only worked for just that day. I think,
Oh.
yeah, Corey let me have it for one day.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You can have it every time Jesse's not there. Because
Okay.
because then you're literally the only Wisconsinite on the show, so you have to be the wise one. You know,
Ipso facto.
just throwing that out there. Not that we
Yeah.
don't want Jesse there. I'm just saying when he's not there.
Well, someone's got to be the wise Wisconsinite on every Arsenal X episode. And if it's not Jesse, well, then who?
well, what if you and Jesse both aren't there, and I have to go to the, the bowels of the you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
What's the next smartest state? We got what? Ohio, Virginia, Massachusetts.
It's not Ohio. I can tell you that. I live here.
What are the smartest states?
Probably,
look it up.
probably
Oh,
where
I-
like all
Okay,
of those
here, I got it
smart kid colleges are. I can't even think of it.
I bet the
Yeah.
dumbest state is Rhode Island. All right, keep going.
Okay,
Rhode
New
Island.
Hampshire is the top.
I was gonna say
Um,
New England.
Yeah. New York is, and they're doing like average IQ scores here, I guess.
Oh.
So the dumbest state is West Virginia. Not surprising.
Ooh.
Oklahoma
Wait.
is.
Wait, West Virginia is dumber than Mississippi and Alabama combined?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, let's see. Nevada, Mississippi is 46. South Carolina, 45. Alabama, 44. Louisiana, 43. Sorry, Celeste. Arkansas, 42. Florida, 41. I thought they'd be lower. Texas, 38. Idaho, let's see. Hawaii, 36. Oh, that's surprising. Tennessee, 35. I mean, I can keep going. 32, Ohio. Corey, sorry.
32.
All right.
That's higher than I thought.
Yeah. Hey, you're dumber than Indiana.
Oh,
What the heck?
Where's Massachusetts?
Let's see. I'm looking.
Was
It's
that
definitely Rhode
was that-
Island is 21.
was that based on IQ?
Yeah, IQ. Wisconsin is 19. Let's see. Jeez, this is a long list. There's a lot of states in this country. What the heck?
yeah, 50 of them. Still. Who knew?
Massachusetts is actually number 1.
What?
I clicked on a different list. That's interesting.
Oh yeah. So
The smart.
Congratulations. The smartest person in the room is Stephanie.
I mean, we could have looked at a. We
I
didn't
mean-
have to look at a list for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, she's
But-
she's legit a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fine, whatever. You can have it.
All right.
You could.
but only when Stoy and Jesse are not in. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now that debate's over.
Wow. That
These
was.
numbers were calculated in 2021, so this happened just this last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's where.
she did just buy Mass Effect Legendary Edition and is now on Game Pass. So
Hands to the sky. I was like, no.
it's fine. You know what? You should support Mass Effect. You should just buy it anyway.
Yeah.
I bought it twice. I bought it for Xbox and I bought it for
Dude,
PlayStation.
I've bought in that series so many times. I don't even know if it's possible to buy it on another platform.
I bought it. I bought the trilogy on PS3 when it came out, and then I bought them all individually because they were on a better sale individually than they were, but as a bundle on PC the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the Legendary Edition came out, I got it on Steam. So yeah, they got my money, and I was one of those fools that spent money on all that DLC.
Oh wow.
Dude, the DLC is good though.
Oh, the DLC is great. The DLC is great. I was.
Citadel DLC for Mass Effect 3 is phenomenal writing.
Yeah.
So good.
Honestly,
so
all
good.
all the DLC for Mass Effect 3, man, they brought out their fucking A game.
They really did.
The last Prothean, the Juggernaut, freaking
Leviathan.
Of course, Leviathan. I'm sorry, Leviathan. The Citadel, man. And the bad part is like the Citadel. The Citadel. The bad part is about the Citadel is like it feels like comic relief, but it's actually a good goddamn story.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like it's actually a good self-contained story.
Who can't forget the Omega DLC? Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I think
were you trying to get back?
I think Mass Effect 3 is the only one I played like only once.
Really?
So it's
I played Mass Effect 3 so many times. Like I feel like it's my favorite, but it's only my favorite. It's only my favorite because like the gameplay was so streamlined, and I know there's a bunch of purists out there that are pissed off just hearing me say that because like they were mad about the recyclable ammo and all that stuff. They're pissed about that stuff. It's like, dude.
The thing is about Mass Effect 3 is like I played it, and like I went in and didn't look at it. I didn't see any like reviews or anything. I just wanted to play it as like a standalone experience, and I played it, and like I really loved the ending, and then everybody started talking about how shitty the ending of Mass Effect 3 was, and I was like, I liked my experience with Mass Effect, so I'm going to just let it go. And then I went back and played the DLC and stuff, and it was great, but like my experience of Mass Effect was soured, not because of the ending itself, but just the way people kept talking about it. And I'm just like, God, a video game. I should have known then that like the video game industry just sucked. Like people just suck. But
fanboy culture is toxic.
Yeah, and I'm just like
100%. I will stand by that 100% because I enjoyed the ending because I knew that's what was happening.
Yeah,
I knew that from the first game. And the fact that it was actually kind of well written because it really took your experiences with how you thought you should play the game and all of a sudden turned it on its head. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna save the choices because you have a choice of like red, blue, and green or whatever. But yeah, like they really kind of made you think. It really did. Like it wasn't just I'm just gonna go take this route. No, it was really you really had to think about it.
Yeah.
At least I did.
Story, did you play them as they released, or did you play them in like the trilogy bundle when it came out?
I played them as they released, and I played I played and beat 3 before the extended cut because it was the extended cut gave you a little bit more of what happened after you made your choice.
Yeah.
Which let me ask you, admittedly I wanted that because it's like the game ended and I was like, that's it. Like I wanted to know what happened.
Let me ask you a question, since you played it before the extended cut, because I played it after the extended cut because I got the trilogy when it released on PS3. Right. Let me ask you this, and spoilers ahead for anybody that has not played this for some strange reason.
Spoilers for a 12-year-old game. Come on, guys.
Yeah. All right. So
well, first off, has Stephanie played it? Stephanie, have you played it or?
Like any of it?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Take your headphones off.
Yeah. Take your headphones off. Okay. All right. Stoy, question for you. At the very end of the game, does it show Shepard's body and he takes a breath?
Yes.
In the non-redone cut.
In the destroy ending.
In the destroy ending.
Now I didn't see that because I didn't pick that ending. Mm-hmm. But it showed his corpse, like kind of like a real quick shot.
But you had, but it was like you had to do like something very specific throughout your playthroughs to get that from the destroy ending. So like, not even if you pick the destroy ending, not everybody got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah, because like I got it, and like it showed his body, and then all of a sudden he took a breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
is
Wait
why-
to Stephanie. Let her know if she can come back now.
You're back now. You can come back now.
Man, that was
All
weird
right.
when the Krogan just ate the Tyrion just whole. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know Krogan have 4 balls.
Yeah.
That's why they call them quads. So when
here's
Rex
here's
came
my-
out with his quads, man.
Hold on.
Now,
I hear an echo. Is somebody echoing?
yeah, I hear an echo too.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's gone now.
Okay, not anymore.
Now, here's my question. If you kick a Krogan in the nuts, do they just barrel over like hardcore because they've got 4 testicles?
No, they're probably like armored in some kind of like sharded, scaly skin.
You destroy your foot if you try to kick them in the nuts.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's why they headbutt each other all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's like they have like 2 stomachs, 2 hearts, 4 testicles, because they're so fertile. Well, before the genophage, they were so fertile, like they would have just like eggs of babies, just like babies all over the place.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they were the perfect foil for the Rachni because they could reproduce just as fast as the Rachni could.
Yep. Wow, we're getting in deep into Mass Effect lore here.
I know.
Hey,
It sounds like
I'm
Mass Effect should be a standard definition series at some point.
If we do a standard definition series, I want to host that shit. Give me that, Corey.
I will be right there with you, Stoy.
Okay, good. All right, me and LeRon. That's it. No one else.
Well, I want to be there. I like Mass
Just
Effect.
me and LeRon. Fine.
Oh, Stoy. Corey's trying to horn in on our thing because like he started going to the gym. He actually went to the gym a week earlier than all the other resolutioners and all this stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't go
where's-
yesterday or today because I've been sick, and I'm being nice to the
Already making excuses.
people who probably got.
Where's your pre-workout and protein shakes at, bro?
I'm not trying to be buff. I'm trying to get thin. I'm fat.
You can strength train and still get thin, Corey.
Nope.
It's actually a requirement.
You know what?
Actually it is.
I know what I'm
Actually,
doing.
it is.
I know what I'm doing.
But no, I threw a conniption fit at the vitamin shop I go to because they don't have muscle milk anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, would you guys carried muscle milk? And the kid comes to me, he's like, we've never carried muscle milk. And I almost threw him across the damn store. I was like, don't tell me that. I come to the store all the time. You sell muscle milk. What are you, 2 weeks in?
that same shit happened to me, and it was funny. I was like, I'm not insane here. Like I used to buy muscle milk from you guys all the time. Cause I used to buy the already made ones because I'm a lazy ass motherfucker and don't like to shake the fucking protein for like 7 years to get all the clumps out.
Yeah.
That's crazy because muscle milk's a pretty big name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I used to drink that shit.
Yeah, it's actually surprising that it wasn't there. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's not there yet.
No. We're talking the vitamin shop, right? They pulled it off their shelves. They used to have it. It. I think it's because they want to sell it. What's their brand? Is the Muscle Tech stuff? Is that their brand?
Yeah, that's what I ended up getting.
Yeah.
They had a sale, so I was like, all right, I'll get this stuff. And that stuff tastes like it tastes
caved.
Clumps.
Caved in.
That stuff tastes like ass.
Yeah.
LeRon said ass.
Well, he said the F word earlier.
No.
I did. Yeah.
Started arguing about muscle milk and
this isn't Nintendo Power Block. What?
I know.
Don't swear word me, Captain America.
Language. Man. Speaking of, we're doing Hulk next week for a standard def, and I'm just.
Oh yes, I'm ready. By the way, I'm ready. No,
which one?
You cannot ridicule. No,
I tried it, dude. That movie is like I thought it was way better than it was. For some reason.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that because I have words about that when we talk about it Monday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But you know what we're talking about tonight? Other things. Because this is the Boss Rush Podcast, the flagship show of the Boss Rush Network, where each and every week we get together with our friends from around the internet to talk about video games, game culture, and everything else we love about it. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/Boss Network every Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern, or on Monday mornings on YouTube and podcast services and our website, bossrush.net. If you listen to us on iTunes and Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. We'd really appreciate it. Leave us a nice review. Remember to like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube channel. You can find all of our content on bossrush.net. Quick reminder, the store is now open. I don't understand why After Dark and Standard Def aren't being accepted as images, but they're still in, processing mode, whatever that means. So they're coming. But yeah, you can get shirts for all of our shows there and a couple other fun inside jokes also made it as shirts. So head on over to redbubble.com/Boss Rush Network or bossrush.net. Click the store icon. It'll take you right there. With that said, I guess we can jump into what we've been playing or watching. Stoy, you're our esteemed guest. We're going to start with you.
Man, I mean, I know it's going to be new for everybody listening to this, but I jumped back into Dragon Age series.
Oh, God.
You want me to talk about this again? It won't be as long. It won't be as long because I'm going to tell you, we talked about this on the EXP cast. And for those that know the Dragon Age series, every freaking iteration of the game, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, you have to pick a side. Are you with the mages or are you with the Templars? And this time around, in Inquisition, first time I've ever done this, and in the many, many playthroughs I've done in all the Dragon Age games, I actually sided with the Templars. Even better. I am playing as an elven mage in this one. So Pat didn't believe me when he said that. He was all like, "The hell you are, man. You always pick the mages." Pat thinks he knows me. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. So, yeah.
We know.
I started to think about, I mean, I'm not going to bore with the details, but I kind of started to think a little bit more about the Dragon Age series always has a rift between, like, the magic maker mages, so to speak, and the Knight Templars. The Knight Templars are supposed to protect the mages from themselves, but the mages are like, but you're oppressing us, and you're turning us into demons. And the Templars are like, no, we're not, as they're waving swords in front of their faces. So I started to really think about the dynamic that BioWare created between the two. And it's not as black and white as it seems. So I wanted to go this route of like, well, maybe if I side with the Templars, I'll have a different experience. So we'll see. I mean, I just sided with them and, it's interesting.
Fun.
I know nothing about this, but it does sound interesting.
It's, the Dragon Age series, what they do very well is, they kind of delve into racism a lot. And I really appreciate the way they kind of go about it because, like, say, for example, elves. Elves throughout, like, any fantasy story that you read about is about, that has elves are usually oppressed types of people because they're usually, like, the poorer people or the weaker people, even though they live longer than everybody else. So in the Dragon Age series, they're often seen as either outcasts, like they live off to themselves off in the woods, or they live in the cities, but they're like slaves or indentured servants, or they're just poor. So like, you really see the dynamic how poorly humans treat elves, and not only that, but then you see people that have magic powers, how they're ostracized and discriminated against and judged. Like it's like, I mean, it could get uncomfortable at times where it's like, man, is it really like that? But then again, it's a fictional story, so you kind of roll with it. But, they do a really good job of like kind of like bringing together like, hey, if we work together, we can solve the world's problems.
Cool.
Kind of like how Mass Effect is, putting together a team.
Putting together a team.
So, yeah. I'm in.
Mass Effect's so
Garrus, my man. Yeah, my man. Ugh. And I'm still in Guardians of the Galaxy. Stephanie was talking about doing I think we were talking about doing a spoiler cast with Austin.
Yeah.
I think it was. So I I got to finish that. Man, I didn't expect that story to go where it's going. So good.
Where are you at?
I'm like halfway through.
Yeah.
Okay. Where I find out what happened to the girl, so to speak. So
Gotcha. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It is good. I've been playing more of that as well. It's very good. Very, very good. Is that all
Why
you
is Rocket such an asshole though?
Because he's Rocket.
He's
Always
such an asshole.
He's
I know.
always
It's
an
like,
asshole.
man, you think like, you're gonna be nice one for once, maybe. You know, you're gonna stop getting so butthurt over every little stupid thing. And it's like, man, just shut up. Like, it was the one time in the game because the banter was so good, but there was like a series of like maybe an hour of just like Rocket like giving him the silent treatment and then just like talking shit. And I'm just like, man, will you just get over yourself?
Yeah.
But I know that's how his character's written. That's how he is. He's very emotional. But
He just wants
if
to be
you've
loved,
played, has any Telltale series of Guardians of the Galaxy?
man.
I have not, but I want to.
It's really good.
I've considered it.
It's really good because it actually goes through everybody's individual stories very well. And you actually get to see Rocket as a laboratory experiment. So a lot of times I give him a pass because of that origin story that they painted in that game. So you almost like start to feel bad for him because he's a science experiment. And, he was used for lab tests and everything. I can't imagine what that's like. Can you imagine being a raccoon being tested all the time?
No,
Maybe?
I think he does kind of speak a little bit to it later on in the game too. So
Okay.
I mean, they kind of talk about it a little bit like towards the beginning, I think too. Like, I mean, not like a lot, but towards probably like chapter 2, I think they say something.
No, there are those little brief moments where he kind of talks about his past, but then just kind of brushes it off. Like there was the scene, Corey, you and I talked about with Drax, where he was looking at the edge of the universe when you were on Nowhere.
Yeah.
And the conversation that I had with him was like, man, this is the most profound thing I've in any game I've played in a long time. It was such a good conversation, good banter, and like you really like stop to think afterwards, like wow,
Yeah.
And Drax turning around and telling Star-Lord, he's like, I hope your mother is in heaven. Like wow, that's cool. Like
yeah. It's
so
good.
that's what I've been playing.
nice.
I really like Guardians. That's the game I'm playing right now to finish. It's gonna be the first game I finish of whatever year this is. I always forget.
I actually voted as my game of the year. I think even though I didn't fully complete it, I think out of every game to come out last year in 2021, it was the most kind of complete game. That when it came out, there wasn't like any like game-breaking glitches or bugs or anything like that. Like it actually came out in really good shape.
I was hesitant on making that my game of the year, but that's because I didn't reach the halfway point yet. I don't know if you're starting to. I want you to tell me, Stoy and Corey, when you get to it. Not that the first half was bad, but I significantly love the second half of the game even more than the first half.
I mean, I've heard that from a lot of people actually, that the second half of the game is like amazing compared to the first.
Well, if that's true, then I'm in for a hell of a ride because I really enjoyed the first half.
Yeah.
Cool. Neat. Stephanie,
That's
what are you
pretty
playing?
neat.
Stephanie, what are you playing?
So I watched. First,
watching.
I'll do. I watched The Matrix Resurrection.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be made, did it?
No. I was sitting there in the theater. It took me a while to get back into the theater, and now, especially with Omicron being all nuts, I when I saw that.
And this was the movie you picked to go see.
Well, I wanted to. Okay, it was between that and The Kingsman. I want to see The Kingsman. But either way, I'm like, all right, well, fine. So there was only like 5 other people in the theater, so I felt comfortable enough to go. And it started, I'm like, okay, they're doing a lot of nods to the original, like the trilogy. Okay, they keep doing the nods to the original trilogy. When are we going to actually see something new play out? I feel like it's being rehashed. And like 2 something hours later, I'm like, happened. So I was very disappointed. I was sad.
That's what I was saying. Like, when I don't remember if I talked about it on this show or not, but like, I felt like that entire movie was rushed and like the middle of the movie was missing.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what it felt like. And it's like, okay, well, the part where they like, introduce, Neo again, like that whole arc could have been one movie. Like, getting him out again could have been one movie. Slight spoilers for the Matrix Resurrections, by the way. And
Very
then
slight, but
after that, there's that whole fight scene in that warehouse type thing that was like 10 minutes long, and like you see all like the characters from like the original trilogy pop up in like weird different things, right? And then like, can we talk about the guy that plays Agent Smith real quick though, by the way?
Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Every time I looked at him, I was thinking like, that's Dennis.
God,
it just looked like him.
I'm just like, I understand that Hugo Weaving had filming conflicts with another project he's working on. Wait for Hugo Weaving. Nobody else can.
That's not how that works.
Nobody else can play that part.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but
well,
I will.
I mean, no one else can play Morpheus either.
Yeah.
Well, I actually like the guy that played Morpheus in this movie. Like
Morpheus / Agent.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
I mean, he. It was a different version of Morpheus by far. He's no Lawrence Fishburne, right? But like, I liked the idea. This movie had a lot of good ideas in it.
Yeah.
That was the problem. There's a good story in there. There's a couple good stories in there.
Jonathan Groff was Smith?
It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
One thing I will say that I quote unquote liked, I liked Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah,
how
I
he executed.
I did too. He was the best
his role.
character in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw that. I was disappointed. As far as playing, so since I rolled credits of Guardians of the Galaxy on New Year's Day, so I finished it. Like I said, I loved the second half like so much more. Not that the first half was bad, but I loved it even more. I got to now for my PlayStation side, I can now resume Ghost of Tsushima. I did a hard break on it because of Guardians, and I'm like, now I can take my time. I haven't started that yet, but that's what I'm going to play on that system. On the Switch, I beat the game Say No More, a game where you tell everybody no. It really isn't as good as I thought. It was because your character moves like it's on a rail. Like you don't control your character moving. Your character goes on this pre-designated path, and you just press one button to say no. I mean, you could say no different ways, but I don't know. It was a fast game. It was quirky, but I would never recommend that game unless it was on sale because it was $15.
$15. Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will. I could talk about it more in After Dark, but I did start a game called Prison Princess because it was also on sale.
Oh God.
And because our first episode of After Dark had to do with naughty games, so like here's a naughty game I can report on. And then lastly,
is that going to be a requirement for After Dark now? As we all have to bring a naughty game that we played that week?
Not necessarily.
I don't play that many naughty games. I don't.
I was curious. So, and Doug hates his job. The premise is interesting. You're a guy named Doug, and you hate your job, and you have like the game is just a bunch of mini games as it tells a story about this guy who hates his job. Like you have Street Fighter, quote unquote, style fighting. Like you beat up a bunch of old people on your way to a client. There's a stealth mission where you're late to your office so you avoid getting caught. You choose options to respond. It's very clunky, but I don't know. It's one of those games that are in my backlog. Like right now until, I don't know, early spring. This is where I really want to cross off a lot of these indie sale games that I've been getting on the eShop. So, know, that's what I've been playing.
What was that last game called?
Doug hates his job.
Doug hates his job.
Try to guess the premise.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Except Stephanie just told us, so it's fine.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well then, LeRon, I guess that means it's your turn.
Okay, it's gonna be really ironic that I'm about to mention this game because we were talking about it earlier, but in the midst of like being moving and stuff, the only games I had time to play was I got back into the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Hell yeah, let's talk about that for the next hour.
Because well, I mean, part of it was like I was really bored, but I was like, you know what? I really haven't played like Mass Effect in a little while, so like I jumped back into it, and then I realized why I stopped. I'm still stuck on the fucking Citadel in the first game.
God, dude, the Citadel getting off the Citadel is a chore.
Yeah,
yes,
it really is. Honestly,
that's part of the reason why I haven't started it yet. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I am almost on the way though because I let Garrus like shoot that guy in the head, and now like Shepard is now a Spectre. So there's that.
Yeah, I wish I had.
It's actually one of my tattoos on my arm is the Spectre symbol. I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah, but no, like I actually missed the game, so it's really funny that we started talking about it earlier because I really missed the games, and I'm going to get into it, and hopefully this time, by the time I get through it, I'll actually have like the actual drive to play and finish Mass Effect Andromeda because the only reason why I didn't finish Mass Effect Andromeda is because like I got it, I was a day one purchaser, and it was one of those situations where like, you know, all the damn patches, like it was slowing down my progress of playing the game. Like I wasn't even running into like game breaking problems, you know. Actually, I did have one situation in Andromeda that basically that made me have to like re-roll my save, but beyond that, you know. But yeah, I do like it. The more time I am playing with Mass Effect, like the first one. In the Legendary Edition, I do love all the quality of life changes they made to it and stuff like that. The game still feels dated and aged, but you know, I do love the quality of life stuff that they did.
So here's a question that I just came up with: if Mass Effect Andromeda came out this year, in its first build state, do you think it would have been more positively received than when it first came out? Like, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago?
That's a good question.
Now that basically like we're so used to games coming out broken. I mean, Cyberpunk came out completely broken and was getting better reviews than Mass Effect Andromeda was getting.
True.
Well,
Mass Effect Andromeda was pretty much fixed within a month.
I think a lot of those reviews were skewed though because like people have. Because, you know, like people have hard-ons for, like, well, now people have hard-ons for CD Projekt Red. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, that's going to die down their next project, and they're going to have to earn, like,
which I never knew why they did, because Witcher 3 came out a broken pile of mess, too. I stopped playing that game to wait for them to fix it, just like I'm doing with CD Projekt Red, so.
I mean, every broken game is hated at first, and then when they fix it, everybody loves it, right?
It's a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
Look at No Man's Sky, you know, look at... you know, just all these games is just like, God, you know, I'm still sad that we didn't get the Quarian DLC for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah. I'm actually reading the book right now.
Oh yeah, because it came out as a book, right? Or like
a
comic
it came out
or
as
something?
a book. It came out as a book. I think there was a comic compendium to the series, but there was the book written on what happened in the Quarian arc and how they got rescued.
Well, let me ask you this: Do you need to have beaten Andromeda to read this book?
I mean, not really, because I think the story so far, I'm about like maybe like a third of the way through. It's all self-contained with everything that's happening on the arc itself. So there's no knowledge of the Ket. There's no knowledge of like what's wrong with all the other planets and stuff and the Scourge, but it's all like self-contained, like what's happening on the ship.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I can't wait to get back into Mass Effect, but of course I'm gonna have to allocate my time between that and getting back into my Dead Space run because I know Stephanie's gonna murder me sooner or later if I don't get back on it. But I do have something that you guys are going to love.
Oh God.
So for Christmas, my boyfriend got me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's about time.
The worst 4-player experience you can have with anybody.
Look, it's the best 3D Mario game if you play it by yourself.
Yeah. So
Play
apparently
with 4 players? No.
So
Any
apparently
more than
he's
one
been-
player, no.
So apparently he'd been listening to all the angsting that I've been doing and all the shit posting I'd made on Twitter about the fact that how like this game is not dropping in price and everything. And I should have realized something was up because because every time I would tell him that I'm going someplace like Best Buy or someplace that sells video games and stuff, like he was grilling me for what I had bought. And I'm sitting here thinking he was grilling me for like if I bought him his Christmas presents or something like that. But he was actually trying to see if I had picked up this game when I went to the store. So yeah, so imagine my surprise. I opened up on Christmas and first of all, this is the first time someone's got me a video game in my adult life since since my mom got me that PlayStation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like every other time I've gotten video games for Christmas is video games I bought for myself and stuff like that. So literally the whole feeling of feeling like a freaking kid on Christmas morning, that was me as soon as I opened this game. Yeah. So I was excited. And he definitely reaped the rewards of my appreciation.
Save
I
it
got
for
Chorus
Santa
for
Day.
Christmas.
Oh yeah, how is that?
It's good. It's actually really good. I mean,
like it's on my radar of games to get.
It's a flight simulator game, but with really cool like. I was talking about like it's got drifting in it.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you got someone on your tail and you can't shake them, all you got to do is hit the drift button, and then you turn 180 degrees and you fly backwards, and then you just light them up.
Oh wow.
That's my favorite part of the game. I'm like, I
Nice.
love dogfights now.
Yeah. So that's all I was playing. I finished up Hawkeye. I actually enjoyed the ending. Like I mean, and I read recently that that Broadway number, they made it bad on purpose.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they made it bad on purpose. It was like like they weren't trying to take it. Well, they're trying to take it seriously enough to make it feel plausible, but at the same time, they were trying to they made it bad on purpose.
Yeah.
And I need to start the Book of Boba Fett. But I'm trying to figure out should I do what I do with some shows where I watch 2 episodes at a time. So I basically is like I watch 2 episodes every other week, or what?
I watched the first episode and everybody was like, "Oh man, this is the best thing since The Mandalorian." I'm like, "Well, it's literally the next thing." But I thought the first episode was a bit slow. But that's just me. I totally forgot that show was even on. That's how much I was just like, "Oh, it's another Star Wars show."
The premiere episode of The Mandalorian was slow. Like, I mean, the only reason why people are make it so memorable is the fact that we saw Grogu right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back then it was Baby Yoda, and everybody had 1,000,002 questions.
It's Baby Yoda. But yeah, I mean, but there's nothing like, not to like semi spoil it or anything, but there's nothing, at least to me, like there's nothing like that in the Book of Boba Fett to make it memorable. Like there's cool things from like, this is what happened, but I don't know. I would say wait until there's a second episode, and well, I guess second episode's out today. So I guess you should just watch both episodes together. Just in terms of what I like to watch, that first episode didn't really do a whole lot for me, but also it's just me. Sorry, everybody that's going to get mad that I said Boba Fett sucks, because I didn't say that. I said it wasn't, first episode wasn't for me. So shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, and beyond that, like I'm just glad like the winter break for a lot of my shows are over because the Christmas break is over for a lot of my shows are over because 911 Lone Star started back up, the Rookie's back on, and so I'm playing catch up as usual.
Yeah. Story of our lives. Catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool.
Sick.
Oh, gross. For me, I played some Destiny 2, which was fun. We did the dungeon again. Played some Halo Infinite multiplayer, which was fun. Nothing new there. What did I watch this weekend? I watched Hulk. What did I watch this weekend? I watched something important this weekend that I forgot. We watched Snow White because we did standard definition. So, if you want to hear about that, you have to wait a couple weeks, but you can listen to it then. What did I do? I started playing Guardians again. Guardians of the Galaxy. I played 2 chapters the other night, and it's just like that's so fun. I don't know. I know we already kind of talked about it a little bit, but I don't know. I just really like it. It really made me want to play Mass Effect again, to be honest with you. Just like the way the characters kind of interact with each other just really made me want to play Mass Effect again. So I actually think that might be the next game on my list is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Just blow through it. Just because I want to play it. What was the big thing I did this weekend? I don't even remember. Oh, we watched Encanto on Disney Plus, which was pretty good. My daughter liked it, and the song's really catchy, and it was a lot better than I think the reviews gave it credit for. So yeah, if I figure out what the big thing I did this weekend was, I could tell you. So I'll tell you later, I guess. It's really bugging me now. It's gonna bug the shit out of me now. This whole episode.
We can circle back.
I know, but maybe I'll just talk about it next week. So instead of that, we're gonna go to our first topic. So, Stephanie, you brought a good topic to the table. Boss Rush Banter, by the way, from our website, Future One.
Yeah, our writing team, has, put our heads together and thought of some creative things to write about, and there'll be one that'll be published on Monday, I think the same day this comes out, and it really struck me, and I thought I'd want to get answers from you guys to see it's which superhero needs their own video game, because there are plenty of them out there. Many of them are stinkers, but some are pretty good. If you think about, Batman, Arkham Knight, Marvel Spider-Man, and all that good stuff. I know there are trailers for Wolverine and even Monolith's Wonder Woman. So kind of got me thinking, what superhero either has not been represented yet, or maybe they had a game but it just either really sucked or just needs revamping. I won't spoil the author of this banter. I believe his name is Brad. Yeah, Brad. I won't spoil his answers. You guys should check out that article to see what he thinks. But I want to see what you guys think. What superhero needs a video game right now? And what kind of game would it be?
That's a crazy question. You know who deserves a good video game? The Avengers.
A good video game, you mean?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously.
Well, Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. That was almost the Avengers.
I know.
Those were pretty good.
I feel like it was, actually.
Gosh, dude. Marvel Ultimate Alliance was so good. I feel like DC characters in particular haven't gotten great games in particular.
No, actually, I talked about that on an episode I did with a friend of mine. And when we talked about some of the best DC games, I would say like 8 out of 10 of those were all Batman games.
Yeah.
And the DC has such a rich universe of heroes that it's like, and so I was like, actually, my most favorite trailer that they showed at the Game Awards was the Wonder Woman trailer, because it's about damn time that girl gets her own video game. Jeez.
Yeah.
And the team that's making it did what? That's the Shadow of Mordor team, right?
Shadow of Mordor team. They did Fear.
Well, I mean, like they could probably do like a really cool Nemesis system for Wonder Woman. That'd be kind of cool if they kind of implemented that. I'm so surprised that that's not in more games.
Yeah, I thought that would be a trend.
Like, especially for like Batman and like a lot of the things that they own already. Mm-hmm. Like, I could see it. I could totally see it showing up in that Harry Potter game. Not to get off topic, but I don't know. I'm just surprised that the Nemesis system kind of died with Mordor.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, I say go into DC. A character that needs his own video game is Red Hood. He's like Jason Todd's story is always so. It's always he's probably like the darkest and most kind of conflicting Robin, I think, out of all the Robins, And Dick Grayson, yeah, okay, he does his whole thing, and then he gets all pissy, and then he becomes Nightwing, whatever. But Jason Todd, man, he was like kind of like a troubled kid that just couldn't fix himself, like couldn't get himself out of that kind of like funk that he was in. And then of course naturally Joker kills him. Then he comes and turn into Red Hood, and then becomes violently aggressive toward basically anybody that he still maintains that kind of sense of justice that Batman taught him, but like he has his own little bit more extreme ways that Batman doesn't want to go down. So it would be really cool to see a video game where you could just third-person action shooter, cover shooter, where you could just like light people up, and he's got like crazy weapons that you could customize. You can akimbo dual wield the whole game if you want, which probably that's what I'd do. But I think it'd be cool.
Nice. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there was a game for this character, so I would have to say it would have to be a complete reboot. But because there's so many Batman games, I want there to be a Catwoman game. Did you guys know that there was a Catwoman game?
Yeah, it was based off the Halle Berry movie.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Oof.
Yeah, I was like, what in the... Yeah, so I would love to see someone just do Catwoman justice and just have her own story and not suck.
And just Catwoman, because I know she was playable in Arkham City.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Catwoman, not a side character, not a tag
not
team.
a supporting character, yeah.
Just her. That would be like my DC choice. Marvel, not to be all cliche with what's new, but Shang-Chi. I would love to see Shang-Chi. That would be so great.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, it's funny. In the more recent, I just got Game Informer today, and it's funny that you bring this up because actually there was an article in there about the top 5 Marvel heroes that need their own video game.
See, there you go. Validated.
Yep.
I'm not sure what type or what style games a new Catwoman or Shang-Chi would be. Like, I think it would be hard for me to kind of make up my mind on the spot how I'd want those games to be, but I just feel like they'd be great.
Dude, I could see Shang-Chi being like a side-scrolling.
I was just about to say like a beat 'em up, like Streets of Rage, like a beat 'em up.
Yeah,
dude, I would play the hell out of that, man.
That'd be nice.
And you could pick up like
So
power.
good.
You could pick up power-ups and stuff to wield the 10 rings or whatever. Maybe there's like a charge limit on them or whatever, and you pick up power-ups and they do different things.
Oh yeah, and at the end of every completed level, you'll sing karaoke.
Yeah.
Or it could be almost like Mega Man, and you like pick up a new, like you learn a new move after you fight a boss with the 10 rings. And there's 10 bosses.
10 ring power.
Whoa!
Oh, perfect. There you go. Free video game idea.
So, this is probably a cheat, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because the thing I've wanted most for so long, and I know we're getting one in a couple months, but it's not the same. I want a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
I knew you were going to say that.
I want a Ninja Turtles game.
But what kind of...
That's dark and gritty, like Arkham Asylum.
Just like the original graphic novels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me that dark Ninja Turtles story. Maybe there's like a a labyrinth of sewers that you can unlock when you get, special moves, or Donatello builds you something, or, Splinter teaches you new moves. Like, there could be this whole labyrinth of underground, right? And like, could totally find new weapons, new upgrades, and stuff like that, right? And then you could go, it could almost be like Arkham Asylum meets Arkham City a little bit, where you could go above ground and like go do missions above ground or whatever too, for like April and Casey Jones, and there's so many cool things you could do in Ninja Turtles. It doesn't have to be a 4-player co-op mash button game, like, make it a stealth game, make it a, make it whatever. It can be a single player game, and it could be like whatever Gotham Knights is going to be, right? Like, yeah, there's 4 of them, and like technically the story's kind of following all 4 of them, but you can play as one character, and maybe it can be drop in, drop out co-op or whatever. But like, man, there's so many cool things you can do in Ninja Turtles, and they're not going to do any of it because Nickelodeon owns a license and they don't care.
Sons of bitches. I was gonna say there was a comic book series a while back with Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where they worked together.
Yeah.
For something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was called Batman versus the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I remember. I think I actually followed the comics back when I was a kid, the more grittier version of it, and it would have been cool to have kind of like a darker. Yeah, Injustice 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
You can actually play as all 4 of them. Or you can like swap them in and out.
Mm-hmm. It's the only reason why I bought Injustice 2. Literally the only reason why I bought Injustice 2 is because the Ninja Turtles were in it.
Well, when I found out Nightwing and Red Hood were in Injustice 2, I was like, let's go.
Yeah. So I know that's kind of like a cop-out, but there's so many cool things you could do with the Ninja Turtles. And like, each turtle could have their own strengths and weaknesses if you wanted to go that route too, where like maybe you have to play as Raphael on this mission, but if you play as Michelangelo, you get some sort of bonus because he's not as strong, or you know what I mean? Like, just okay, I'm done ranting about Ninja Turtles. It's my Ninja Turtle rant.
Bro, you're gonna get a Ninja Turtles game this year.
I know, but it's a side-scrolling beating 'em. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
It's not the
I
one
know,
he wants.
but still,
even though it's the one I
amazing.
want, it's not the one he wants.
It's the tried and true formula. Amazing. No, it's going to be
amazing.
It's going to be good to great. It's going to be disappointing because it's not the game I want. But I'm excited that we're getting one, and I really hope it's good. And they better let me play as Casey Jones. If you're giving me a side-scrolling beat 'em up, give me Casey Jones. Give me Master Splinter. Give me the weird camera guy. I don't care. Just give me something, okay? I already know you can play as April, right? Great. April's great. Give me Casey Jones. If you're going to give me April, give me Casey Jones. At least. Throw me that bone.
Well, maybe it'll happen.
All right. Yeah, you never know.
He's going to be DLC, and it's going to cost more than the game.
Well, that's what kind of ticked me off about the Mass Effect 3 is that the Javik, the Prothean DLC, man, you have to pay for that, and he's like the best character in the whole series.
If you're a real fan, you bought the collector's edition and got him for free. Okay.
Well, I did, but like I know that got a lot of people butthurt. Well, guess it's like what? I have to buy it, but it's in the Legendary Edition.
When I originally got the Mass Effect trilogy, I had to pay for that.
Yeah.
Let's see how many times Stoy can mention Mass Effect in this podcast. So far, it's 3.
Look, Stoy, you can mention Mass Effect as much as you want in this podcast.
Right?
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, LeRon.
Well, I haven't played it yet, so I feel left out. That's not the reason why I don't want you talking about it.
Hopefully, the more we talk about it, the more you'll be calling in sick to work tomorrow.
The more desire you have to start the game.
Yeah. Stephanie.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think. Would there be any good villain games that we can think of? Because I love a good villain, but I can't think of any good villain-driven games so far. You know?
Villain-driven game.
Like a villain in the either Marvel or DC universe.
I mean, first one I can think of is Magneto.
Oh, Magneto game would be awesome. It'd kind of be like a good version of the Force Unleashed.
bomb. Yes.
Because honestly, Magneto he is like a quintessential villain, but at the same time, like like his motives for his villainy are really justified. They really are.
There'd be a really good story.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the line between hero and villain is it's blurred because of his motive, right? Because yeah.
And actually, it's a backhanded way to get us a new X-Men game, honestly, because like if you focus on him as the villain, you still have this core group of characters that you can bring in, that he has to encounter and stuff like that. So it's a really backhanded way, and I can see it being I don't know. I can see the Magneto game actually happening, kind of like in similar to the Infamous games. I can really see that.
God, Infamous is so good.
I could too. Yeah, because he could traverse and he could float pretty well.
Yeah, and just imagine like some of the stuff we've seen him do in the entire history of the X-Men. Like just imagine like when he gets whatever they use to upgrade his powers and stuff. When he gets like the super one, where basically he goes up in the sky and just like sends an EMP that knocks out the entire area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like.
Can I just tell you that Michael, is it Fassbender? He did such a great job with young Magneto, and I got it.
Yes,
that cast was so good, and like those movies, like most of them are bad, and it just makes me sad because that cast was really good. I love the cast of those movies. I think that's why I watched them. So I mean, First Class was really good. I thought First Class was really good.
First Class is good if you're not an X-Men fan.
I mean,
well, I gotta say, I would totally ride that hype train for Magneto. Like, I would be more hyped for a Magneto game than a Wolverine game. I mean, I love Wolverine.
Oh, hell yes.
But
no, I don't love Wolverine.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Wolverine game.
But I would totally pick a Magneto game over that just because, I don't know, it's just the premise and the character is so great.
Yeah.
You know why I think it could do well, but it could also bomb, is if they did a game based around Loki. He's not really a villain and villainish, mischievous, but I don't know. I'm just like blurting thoughts.
I think that'd be hard because he's so mischievous that it's like everything he does, like you don't see it coming. So I think if you played as him, that would take the mystery out, I guess.
Good point.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the superhero I would think, and actually I didn't know this until I looked it up just now. Like it's actually a canceled project. I used to read the comics, the Witchblade, and for anyone that doesn't know, like those games, The Darkness. Like, you remember those games?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Darkness is actually a spin-off character from the Witchblade comic books. And so yeah, I remember, like, man, it also fills in the gaps, because like I feel like we need to see more female superheroes. We need more of a feminine presence. In this muscle, like, super octane, like, field. Stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten windswept, like upswept in the whole situation, because like, when Black Panther came out, that's another superhero that could get his own game.
Oh yeah.
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 Hey, you got it in the Avengers.
No, not enough.
No.
Not
We
enough.
said a good video game.
He needs yeah. But when the movie came out, I remember hearing someone describe it as like, it's an opportunity for kids of that, I don't want to say like kids of that race and stuff, because like basically it's a game that shows representation, because like, it's an outlier, it's not something you see, 95% of the time. You're seeing a superhero of a different color, of a different background, and basically that's the thing, which is also why Wonder Woman was such a big deal, and stuff like that, which pisses me off that Wonder Woman 84 was a fucking dumpster fire. But yeah, because like, I mean, I really enjoyed like the first Wonder Woman movie, and there's some things that actually work out in 84, but overall, like, the movie was bad. But like, going back to what I was saying about Witchblade though, I mean, like, she was a badass, because basically like it was this glove that basically the glove was the power, and basically what happens is just to give some background for how the whole thing starts off. Like Sarah is a police detective, and she's investigating something. An investigation goes wrong. She gets caught up in a situation, and she gets shot by some bad guys right nearby where the glove is, the Witchblade glove is at. And then she do some fluke, like she gets it on and it saves her life, but then she also winds up with this inherent knowledge of all the other wielders of the Witchblade, and it talks about the history of them, because like Joan of Arc had this at one point, the really famous female pirate had it at one point. Like, it goes through a lot of history about, like, badass women in history who they got their notoriety because they had this weapon somehow and stuff like that. And it was a good series. Like, I think the comics are still going, even though, like, the guy that created it, like, he died about 10 years ago of cancer, and so like Image Comics like kept it going, in his honor.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I know it's cliche for me, or it's cliche in general to say the Joker, but
okay.
Imagine a Joker game like Saints Row, to where you're just starting out and you're trying to build your Joker empire, and obviously your role is to cause as much chaos as possible. And I think this would be interesting because there is no good side redeeming quality to be had. You're doing missions to screw shit up. It'd be interesting to have like kind of these like really dark sides of, killing hostages or destroying like, buildings and stuff like that, and really wreaking havoc. I think it'd be really cool to really kind of test people's abilities on like what they would want from a Joker game. Like, there ain't going to be a happy ending at the end of this. Like, you're a Joker, you're a bad guy, and you're trying to build your empire in the worst way possible.
I think that's well put, because, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, LeRon, but like, that's what I was kind of thinking with Loki. But when you mentioned Joker, it makes way more sense with the Joker. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I love games that actually pull at our morality as like individuals and stuff like that. Like a game that basically wants you to become evil.
Like Mass Effect.
I was just about to say Mass Effect, because you had the Paragon, you had the Renegade moments, and man, like, and the hilarity that ensues when you go renegade on some things, like, geez,
punching that reporter in the face, man. Ah.
So
that's my one renegade move.
I know.
The entire series. That's my one thing.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, that was like, I played that entire game Paragon to a T, except for that reporter.
For the reporter, yeah.
Well, I lied, because there's that person in Mass Effect 2 where you can push them out the window, and I did that.
Oh yeah, I do that.
I thought that was fun.
Wait. Who do you push out the window? Like, I don't think I ever got that one.
Morden's mission.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's Thane's mission, where you're trying to get up to the top of the tower.
Thane's?
Yeah, it's Thane's mission.
Okay, yeah. It's Thane's.
Yeah, where you're trying to beat him to the top of the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like by the time we get to Mass Effect 3 though, like, that reporter, she's ready for you.
Oh yeah, she's all of a sudden ready to catch hands with you.
She took some lessons.
Sorry, we just threw in a big moment for Stephanie.
That I heard about.
Stephanie, you will, when you play the game, you'll know what we're talking about. Just do yourself a favor and just deck her.
All right. Will do.
I am not a proponent for violence against women and stuff like that. But,
well, if you play as Fem Shep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Play as female Shep. Yeah. Okay.
Loophole.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. Great discussion.
Yeah, great topic. Great topic, everybody. Great topic. All right, so are we gonna?
One final thought. Make another Blade game, you cowards.
Now for my final thought. Man. All right, we're gonna do our top 3 games now, right? Like our, what do we call it? Most anticipated games. Wow. I could not think just now. Whoops.
It's all right. While you're getting your thoughts together, I'm totally buying a Boss Rush After Dark tank top on our Boss Rush store.
Nice. Yeah, that's available. I got the notification as we were recording that it was ready. So I'm like, neat. Thanks. Okay. So there's a lot of games coming in 2022. Sorry, I just kind of lost thought. A lot of games coming in 2022. We're going to talk about our top 3 games we're excited for. We're going to go round robin. So I'll say one. Everybody else will say one. You know, that kind of thing. I'm not going to go first, though. I'm going to go to Stoy. Stoy first.
Stoy the Joy.
Joy of Stoy.
That's why I came up with the nickname Stoy, because, you know, rhymes with joy. I know this kind of ties into everything that we've talked about, but I'm super excited for Gotham Knights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I talked about Arkham Knight recently, how that was kind of a disappointment. It's kind of like you're supposed to end Batman on a high note, and it just, didn't quite nail it. So I've been wanting to get back into that universe that was crafted by these guys, and Gotham Knights is being made by WB Montreal, who actually made Arkham Origins, which, still, that was a good game.
Second best Arkham game.
Honestly, like, it was, I think we talked about that, where it's actually better than what most people thought.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like drop in, drop out co-op, and you're fighting against the Court of Owls, which is like a really good, like, kind of mystery Illuminati type villainy, and to the point where, like, even like in the trailer, the Penguin is even scared of them.
Mm.
So I mean, it sets it up to be good, because in the comics, actually, I think Nightwing works for the Court of Owls in some capacity. So, like, the story beats with this game that I mean, if they go that route, great. If not, no big deal. But I'm just excited for, ass kickery with Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, and Nightwing.
Yeah. That was also one of the original games on my list, so I'll have to switch that one out. But yeah, that game is like what I'm really looking forward to. I really can't wait for that game. Like, I just want to play that game. I think it's so cool. Like, in a world where, like, I'm sure Batman's not really dead, but, like, the whole premise of the game is you play as these other characters because Batman's supposedly dead, right? Is like, that's a cool premise. Like, what happens to Gotham when Batman is dead? It's cool. It's a cool premise, I think. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I know. Like, part of the Batman universe is that obviously Batman leaves Gotham to the Titans, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the Titans, but it's almost there. It's almost
the same premise almost, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got you got a second Robin, you got Nightwing, you have the only character that's really different is Batgirl.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, man. It's great pick, Stoy. Great pick.
Thank you. Nice. You and me, man, we think alike.
I know, great minds.
It's like we finish each other's
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Stephanie, it's your
turn.
All right,
who's next?
Make it stop, Stephanie. Go.
Me? Okay, so I'm my list, because 3 is just not enough. More focused around indie games that I'm looking forward to. I love Annapurna, except I believe they're the publisher of this one. It's Stray, because it's got a cat in it. But not only that, it's a third-person adventure game, and kind of third-person adventure is like my, I don't know, it's is LeRon eating ramen?
LeRon's...
Damn you, LeRon!
I mean, it's better...
I'm eating pho. I'm eating homemade pho.
just gosh, now I'm hungry. It's all your okay.
You got any Q? You got any Q to go with that?
Any what?
You got any Q to go with that pho?
Why is that? Because is that what I just did to y'all, basically?
No, it was a joke.
It looks so good. All right, I'll stop.
I'm sorry.
It's
not sorry.
Third-person adventure game, which I love, and the setting is very it's a cyberpunk type setting because it's like an entire city's like neon lights and it's all robots and you're a cat. This is the game that I've been waiting for, and I know Pat's probably just as excited as I am for that.
Oh God, when that game was announced, man. I think it was part of a PlayStation Direct or something like that. And I think, he took minutes to talk about that.
It was one of the final games for the State of Play. I think it was the July State of Play.
That was, yeah.
Oh, and it just looks so good. So,
it really
so
does.
good. And, so that's all I really got to say about it. I am getting the Steam Deck, so I might be playing it on that. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, but that's definitely high on my anticipated list for 2022.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Nice.
LeRon?
Before you take another mouthful of that delicious pho.
Okay. All right. So I have a list here, but I want to start with the game that I'm probably most excited for that is announced for 2022, but has not gotten an actual release date just yet. And that game is the Callisto Protocol by the creators of the original Dead Space series.
Oh yeah,
that game ain't coming out this year.
It's slated for this year.
Stop it.
No,
Stoy.
it ain't. No, it ain't. You know what? When I tell you one of mine, you're gonna do the same to me.
Okay. Fair. All right, but we clamored so long for EA to finish the story for Dead Space that we had no idea that the original creators of Dead Space were making their own game, and that's in the same vein, even though it's not in the same universe, because apparently it takes place in the PUBG universe, but I don't know how
hundreds of years in the future.
I have no idea how that works, but all I know for sure is basically it has the entire skeleton and foundation of what made Dead Space, at least Dead Space 1 and 2, so great. Basically it's set on the second largest moon in Jupiter, Callisto. If everything from the trailer that we saw, works out, it looks like you're going to be playing an inmate, from a prison, from this prison in outer space, that some shit goes down, just like how it does in Dead Space. Shit went down, and he's the lone survivor. Well, not the lone survivor, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be other people there skulking around, probably trying to hinder his progress and all this stuff. But I saw it. I was like, no way, this is something from the Dead Space team. And sure enough, as soon as I saw the name Glenn Schofield, I was like, hell yes, I want this game. This is one of my must-haves day one, And it's one of these ones where I'm going to have to cater my stream schedule to. I'm going to play this on stream, and y'all are going to see me be a little bitch because scary games. I love scary games, but scary games don't love me.
I hope you scream real loud.
I've been known.
I hope this game has good jump scares.
I've been known to streak a little bit, on jump scares. There was a whopper of a jump scare in Dead Space 3 that my roommates came running into my room to see if I was okay, because it was an undignified streak that I made that night.
That's fair.
I had that when I played PT for the first time. The dogs actually freaked out. They all came downstairs like, "Are you okay?"
PT didn't so much scare me as it just creeped me the fuck out, because I am never going to shut up talking about the crying fetus in the bathroom sink. I'm never going to stop talking about that.
Oh god.
Yeah,
I wish you would.
I obviously freaked out about the the woman basically turning you from behind and starting to choke you. That part made me jump.
Oh yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's my turn, which I actually remembered what I what I watched this weekend because it ties into the game I'm about to say. So I'm actually excited for Hogwarts Legacy, the Harry Potter game that's coming out. I'm very, very, very excited for that. And so we watched the reunion special on HBO Max this weekend. It was like the one thing I did with my wife this weekend with no kids. It was awesome. And like it really made me, I don't know, it hit a lot of weird nostalgia points that I didn't really know I had for Harry Potter. But like I knew I did, but like I haven't really watched it or read anything with it for so long, and like Fantastic Beasts movies are kind of disappointing to say the least. So like I kind of forgot how magical those movies and those books are, and like and this game is like it kind of shot up to the top of my list because it's just like I want to be back in that world and roam the school and roam, you know, the dark woods and go to Diagon Alley and pick out my owl or rat or whatever I want to take to school with me. You know what I mean? Like I just think that world is so cool, and I don't know. There's something really, pardon the pun, really magical about Harry Potter that's like really endearing.
I agree, and like the Magical Beast movies and like just everything after that. I mean, it's okay, but nothing really hits harder than the original 7 like book series and movies, and that's how I feel like the video game is going to be based around, and that's going to pull me in. So, and it's been quite some time.
Yeah, it's been a long. I mean, 20 years since the first movie. So, I mean,
you've had to have done it. What house are you?
I'm a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, same here.
Ravenclaw is all around. How about you, Stoy? Yeah. Probably never done that.
I am a Gryffindor.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. There was I think actually it's a Patreon episode that I actually recorded myself taking the test.
Oh, we should do that. We should do that.
So
I mean, like, I know we all kind of took the. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It all kind of ties in.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, before we do that for those movies for standard def, we should take the house tests again and see if like we're still in the same house that we were when we took it.
Yes.
Continue, Stoy. I'm so sorry I cut you off.
No, that's fine. But like I said, it all kind of ties in because I think we were talking about it before recording, and I was like, "What test is this? I never heard of this test." Because I did because I was like, "Did you guys know like there's like a test to see which house you belong to?" Because I think I'm not a fan of Harry Potter in the least bit. So like everybody at the table was like, "Yeah, like I took it. Like I'm this, I'm that," and I was like, "Oh, clearly I'm the last to know about this." So I took it, and we record the episodes like a little bit before we officially start. So I was like, I'm gonna do this before we start, and I just turned it into an episode.
That's awesome.
But yeah, House Gryffindor, because apparently it's very predictable. Because when I told everybody what I got, everyone's like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
Did you do your Patronus charm too?
I don't know what the hell that is.
No, I'm asking the real fans here, bro.
Oh, I have not. So I'm gonna Google that now and find out. And maybe let you know at the end of the episode.
Well, if you go to Pottermore.com and like there's like an official test, and like you do the sorting hat, and then you get to like take a test to see what your wand is made out of.
Okay.
What like it's like the official world of Harry Potter, whatever, and like then you get to take your Patronus charm. Like you play a little kind of like mini game to see what your Patronus charm is. It's really cool.
Oh, I have to have an account.
You do. That's how they get you. So they can keep track of you.
You know what? As much as I like Harry Potter, y'all are nerds.
You're a nerd. Go.
Yeah, I was actually just about the same thing, and I ain't even a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah. Well.
Fine.
Anyway,
we'll be nerds together, Stephanie. They're fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You know what? You guys suck.
Exactly.
How you feel now? Oh man.
No, but definitely a good choice there, Corey. Like I am also like amped. Well, not amped, but I'm definitely interested in that in the Hogwarts game.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like a more endearing version of Bully, but like with your friends. All right, who's next? Stoy, you're up next.
Oh yeah, Saints Row.
Ooh, another good one.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that because I didn't take one of mine because I'm pretty sure you're gonna say it, but I just I know a lot of people kind of like saw the initial trailer of it and they were like, this ain't Saints Row, but like, you know, it's gonna be Saints Row. It's just, you know, maybe it's not in a big sprawling city like you remember, but it's in a different location, more open field, more open world ended. You know, it's got a city, but it's also got like the Badlands around it, kind of reminiscent of like Borderlands meets Grand Theft Auto kind of thing. But the same batshit craziness is still there. The same crazy character creators are there. I think I'm more than likely sure the same humor is going to be there. And obviously, it's made by Volition, and they've been working on this game for a long time. And I'm totally sold on the Saints Row universe. If anything, I have more fun with Saints Row games than I ever did with the Grand Theft Auto games. I mean, the Grand Theft Auto games are good, but Saints Row was like, dude, had some crazy laugh out loud moments. You know, I wasn't much of a fan of the direction that they did with Saints Row 4, with the whole like Matrix sci-fi abilities that you had.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was.
I thought like, you know, it was funny because like the way you moved like fast throughout the city, it's like, why even steal a car? Like you actually move faster, traversing through the world than like stealing a car. So when I played it, I was like, I don't even need to steal a car anymore.
I mean, maybe that was.
And if you guys don't know, I have a problem with actually stealing cars by punching people out of their cars and like forcibly removing them. I literally cannot do that in a game at all. Cannot. I have like a moral problem with that for some reason.
So what do you do? Just go and jack a parked car?
I basically walk around for an hour trying to find a parked car.
Okay. No, I wasn't a fan of Saints Row until Saints Row the Third came out, and Jesus Christ, I did not know the type of ride I was in for. Man, it was insane. I enjoyed it,
and that's the best one. That was the one where they took it to 11. Like
they took, like for the simple fact that like remember there's the part where you had to get what's the guy's name? I think it's Zemo or something like that.
Zemo was a character in it.
Yeah, and the only way for you to get him, you had to rescue him. And the only way for you to rescue him was your gang sold you into slavery at a whorehouse.
Yep. And then all of a sudden you wake up in a daze completely naked.
They roofie, your own crew roofies you.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you got to literally shoot your way out, running around all these like harlots, these half-naked dudes and women just running around as you're like shotgunning enemies trying to find Zemo.
It is basically like freaking Metal Gear Solid 2, because like you're doing the riding thing where you got one hand over your gonads and another gun in the other hand.
Yep.
God, that was my type of game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, running around the streets beating people with a giant dildo bat. Come on.
Wacky waving inflatable dildo bat.
Wow. All right. Well, Stephanie, you're next.
So yeah, next up, another indie game by Night School. I'm looking forward to Oxenfree 2. I'm a big fan of the original Oxenfree game, just the unique art style, like the creepy music and the ability to kind of, make your own decisions. That's the kind of creepy, not really so much spooky, more so creepy that I really like. So I'm looking forward to the sequel. I think it was the last trailer shown at the April Indie World Showcase in 2021, so it got me really hyped for that.
Man, that's a long time. We've been waiting a while for that.
Oh yeah. So I hope they don't delay it, because I know, I mean, not that this is a timing issue, but didn't Netflix purchase Night School Studio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think once Oxenfree 2 Lost Signal comes out, I think that's their last game, so to speak, independently.
Yeah. Cool. LeRon, what's your next game?
All right, so this game was actually supposed to have been out last year, but I'm patiently waiting for it, and that is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, say what you will, but I love these freaking tactical strategy games. I love them. And honorable mention also goes to Metal Slug Tactics, because even though Metal Slug Tactics won't really play like Advance Wars 1 and 2 will, I can't wait for that one too. But man,
It won't even play like a Metal Slug game.
Exactly.
So mad at that
and
direction.
that's why I'm hyped. But even though, come on, how many Metal Slug games are there now? Is it like 9, 10 now? How many?
Yeah,
are
and
there?
they all play exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. They got to change up the formula.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nice. Come on, just think. Just look at what Final Fantasy Tactics did for Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, back to Advance Wars 1 and 2. The fact that we're getting 2 games remade in one package, and yeah, I mean, like I think it's worth the $60 price tag. Like I'm not going to complain about that at all. But this game has so many memories, because like, man, I used to be that guy. I had my Game Boy Advance everywhere playing these fucking games. And as soon as Advance Wars, when Advance Wars Dual Strike was announced for the 3DS, from Nintendo DS, I had to buy a DS.
It's fair.
You had to.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That was the only reason why I bought a GameCube, was for the Resident Evil remake.
Yeah, that was
Resident Evil 4.
You know what? That was a poorly kept secret too.
Yeah.
like Resident Evil remake was such a poorly kept secret. It was almost like someone just like in Mean Girls when she just took pieces of paper and just threw them all over the hallway and stuff like that. That's that's what it reminds me of, because they did not keep that under wraps at all.
Well, I guess it's my turn. Keeping with the tactical theme, Mario plus Rabbids
Sparks of Hope
is
Yeah.
gonna
Good one.
be awesome. I don't really know if I need to say a lot more about that game, but that first one was awesome, and I can't wait for more. So
Nice. I keep forgetting about it, like not intentionally. I think it's just because it got introduced early in the year as well. Maybe it was April last year.
yeah,
So
Well, I thought that was an E3 announcement.
I think it was maybe, but it's still June.
Right.
I mean, it's still early.
yeah. And also, I just have no concept of time ever since the pandemic started. Just everything is.
Amen.
It's
Amen
still
to that.
it's still April 2019 here. So
Yep. All right. Nice. Stoy. Back to you.
Last one. Here you go, LeRon. This one's going to be for you. Dragon Age 4. This game.
Yep,
was,
that's
I
coming
think,
out in 2024.
Listen, this game has been, interestingly enough, once you start to kind of hear the story of, it's not a doomed development cycle. It's went through a reboot, because I want to say they went a couple years into development and then they rebooted it. They kind of said, I think it kind of coincided with EA kind of coming in to say, okay, all right, you can make a single player focused game. Don't have to worry about multiplayer. So I wonder if that kind of changed their attitude to say, well, let's kind of redo the whole thing. Let's really make the game that we really want to make, instead of trying to pander to this like multiplayer and make it work with the story. So I think the last real update we got was I think way early 2020, where we got concept art and a bunch of developers talking about the game, and then we got some kind of early alpha tech demo stuff of the combat system. So I'm hopeful for a late 2022 release. I'm hopeful for a fall November type of release for it, because I think they first announced the trailer in 2018, and then another one I think the year after that. So Come on, guys. I need Dragon Age 4. Please.
Do it.
Please, come on.
Oh,
Don't rush it. But I need it now.
Oh yeah, please don't rush it.
Don't rush it,
but I need it now.
Hurry up.
I'm just like every other gamer out there. No. I want you to make a perfect product. I want you to take your time to work a perfect product. But I need it to come out this year, and I need it to come out soon. Otherwise, I will shit can you on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Well, see,
but if the game comes out bad, I'm gonna shit can you on Twitter anyway.
As is your right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I know this problem is never going to get fixed, but I also feel like 2022 should be the year that they fucking like just get shit right with games. Like, like we've run out of patience. Like, number one, we've been cooped up in our houses enough and stuff like that. So, like we've run out of patience as far as like, waiting for games. But at the same time, we would desire for our games to come out as playable as possible than a freaking like dumpster fire.
Yeah, because 2021 had a lot of shitty games.
Yeah, I mean, like the stuff I hear about what was it? Call of Duty Vanguard, and what were some other games? What were some other games that came out besides Cyberpunk was 2020.
See, that's the funny thing. Vanguard's campaign was good. The multiplayer is what's broken.
Yeah,
that's the problem because no one plays the campaign. The campaign was great. The campaign was good, solid, no issues when I played it. But I don't play multiplayer, but I've heard like so many broken things about it. And just like Battlefield 2042, same thing. It's just a whole bag of mess.
Like I mean, like I feel like as gamers, like like we put up with a lot of stuff, and like I will say it, like we do bring it on ourselves sometimes because like. It's kind of like the be careful what you wish for, like like that phrase, because we want our stuff now, but we're not willing to accept the consequences of having it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I feel like if I can temper my patience for stuff, even though like I mentioned, Advance Wars was supposed to come out last year, in December. Nintendo announced it got delayed, and said it was pushing it back to February, and then it's stealth delayed again, so it won't be out until spring. And the reason why I know it won't be out till spring, and I know it was stealth delayed, is because I saw no news on it. But when I went to the eShop to finally pre-order it, it said May of 2022.
Actually, Gotham Knights was supposed to come out last year too.
Gotham Knights was supposed to come out last year as well. Like that was the very first game we spoke about on Crossroads. On the first episode of Crossroads, it was the first game we spoke about. Yeah, but my whole thing is, I'm willing to weather any delays for games and stuff like that, as long as the games come out in playable shape. We think about fighting games that come out with no tutorial or no arcade mode. No, I'm sorry, no arcade mode. They just come straight with a versus mode. I'm talking about Street Fighter 4. Well, no, 5. I'm sorry, Street Fighter 5.
5, yeah. It took them a year to update that.
Yeah, stuff like that, Also, the reason why it jumped in my mind is because I read Ed's Boss Rush banner about what games have like really good tutorials. Check it out. Head to bossrush.net. Check it out.
That one's a good one.
That's a good one, yes. But like. We understand, and the pandemic has been hard on everybody, especially like our video games being developed and stuff like that. We just spoke about on Crossroads last night about Final Fantasy 16's inevitable delays because of COVID and stuff like that. Like the director for the game was very transparent about it. He was like, like the reason why you haven't heard a lot of news about it is because we've been dealing with setbacks from the pandemic and stuff, and you're going to have news for it coming this spring and stuff like that. But we more transparency. And less broken games. If that's all we request of you guys from 2022 forward, And I get it, there's more to it than the logistics, like your partners and your shareholders and stuff. Hey, like the game has got a certain time, but just try, And I'm not saying deal with like 20 million hours of crunch or whatnot. Just try.
Well, see, and it's interesting because I thought about this earlier because. Crunch is inevitable, and for developers they can try as all they want to avoid it, but ultimately, I think it's the nature of the beast. I mean, there's crunch in almost every line of work out there. I mean,
Yeah.
there's crunch in every aspect of our work lives. So it's
at Boss Rush, we deal with crunch, especially if we're on the writing team.
Yeah, it's when you get to these points of like all of a sudden like major news drops or major news stories or anytime conventions were to happen and just I remember when I was doing it, the queue was just lined up and it's like, holy crap, I got to get on this. Like, it's just kind of part of it, especially since you want to make a great game that you want it to be well known for. And these artists, live and breathe and die for making these games as good as they want. So I don't know. That's a whole nother topic.
Maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Maybe.
Who's next? Stephanie? Is it you?
That's me. Yeah. I'm going to cheat and just do a quick my honorable mentions. And my honorable mentions, I chose them for that because I feel like they'd be obvious answers. I think it's going to be a big year for Nintendo for me. I mean, it's a big year for all three, honestly. I think 2022 is just going to be heavy for just everyone. But with Nintendo, it's, Pokemon Arceus, because I haven't been into Pokemon since Pokemon Gold and Silver. Like, I'm an old school Pokemon fan, and I want to see what this does for me, so I'm willing to give it a shot. The sequel to Breath of the Wild, which I'm not even 100% sure that they're not going to delay again, but I'm still assuming it's 2022. So, like, honorable mentions.
Dragon Age 4 ain't coming out in 2022. Breath of the Wild 2 ain't coming out in 2022.
But, anyway, but my actual number 3, sticking to my indie theme, is a game called Afterlove EP, which, I don't know, the title's kind of weird, but it's going to be released in the summer of 2022. It comes from the creator of Coffee Talk, which was a great game. I love that game. It's slice of life, adventure about love, loss, and music. So, again, it explores emotions where maybe older games don't focus on, but a lot of new age games do. So I guess you play as this guy named Rama, and he's journeying to learn more about himself. Sorry, I'm like getting some help from Steam over here and reading the description. Create music and find love and come to terms with the loss of his girlfriend Cinta, whose voice still lives in his head. I don't know, the animation style is adorable, and I don't know. And if this is made from the makers of Coffee Talk, I'm definitely going to be playing it.
Yeah. You should check out the 1v1, by the way. Celeste interviewed, I think his name is Fami, about a Coffee Talk. So you should check out that 1v1. It was really good. I know, because I had to edit it. So
yeah.
That's the fun thing about editing. You get to hear everything early. So, yeah, definitely check that out. It's one of our older ones, but you should still be able to find it pretty easily. So, LeRon, what's your 13th?
I'm sorry. I was just reading something on Twitter about Jeff Ross, the former game director of Days Gone, being a hater because he had some words to say about Ghost of Tsushima reaching 8 million copies sold.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's cringe. It's cringe.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. All right.
There goes the Days Gone 2. There goes Days Gone 2. Thanks.
Well, then he left the studio. He left the studio though.
Oh, he did.
So,
okay.
So I'm gonna pull Stephanie real fast here and do my honorable mentions real fast. You already heard Metal Slug Tactics. That's an honorable mention for me. But also the game Sifu. I
honorable mentions.
And like I can't wait for that game to come out. I definitely plan on getting it. And also the Shredder's Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm going to get it, but like
I didn't want to take that one from Corey.
I didn't want to take it from Corey either. It's
not on my list.
What?
I stated my case already for that game. I don't need to repeat it here.
Well, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, it sends the Ninja Turtles and along with April O'Neil into battle against the Foot Clan, Bebop, Rocksteady, and of course, the Shredder himself in a brawler evocative of Konami's classic arcade games. All right, now I've gotten all that out the way. My number one most hotly anticipated game for this year, funny enough, it's not a Monster Hunter game because Monster Hunter is coming.
There isn't one.
It's the expansion.
The DLC, yeah.
We have a whole category in our award show just for expansions. So come on now.
Is this our award show, LeRon?
Don't do me like this, Corey. don't do me like this, man. I thought we were boys.
We are.
My hotly anticipated game for this year is coming out on Nintendo Switch, and that is the game Triangle Strategy.
Ooh, good one.
Oh.
That game was awesome.
Stupid name.
Yeah. I think I already know what the triangle. I haven't even played that demo because they released that demo a year ago, and there was no way I was going to play a demo for a game that I wouldn't be able to play like until a year later. But I think I have an idea that triangle strategy basically means like you remember in Chrono Trigger, like there was a couple of like synergy attacks where basically you and your other two party members come at them in like different angles and stuff. I think that's what the triangle strategy part is going to be about. I could be wrong. Maybe I should just play a demo. I
remember they talked about why they called it that because it was it was Project Triangle Strategy, and that was the test name.
Yeah, well, it was also
this is
Project
just a test name.
It was also Project Octopath Traveler,
and then they changed it to Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, but
I want to say one of the earlier trailers they talked about what the triangle meant. So.
I'll have to look it up and find out because I would like to know. But the game is coming out March 4th for this year. Well, as long as things stay on track, it should be out on March 4th. Like everything is like a hope and a prayer. Right now as we're in the age of COVID. Which, by the way, get your damn shot, get boosted, wear your damn mask, and wash your fucking hands. I'm getting sick of this shit. We should not be into a third year of COVID. We should not. Y'all done that.
Save some of that ranting for After Dark because I'm toying with talking about that later on.
Okay, cool. I will save it. All right. But anyway, Project Triangle Strategy. I can't wait for it. I always look for games that are like Final Fantasy Tactics, especially if they play very traditionally like Final Fantasy Tactics did, because I didn't like all those spin-offs. Like when they brought the judges into Final Fantasy Tactics for the Game Boy Advance games, I was like, what is this shit?
Like the judges from 12?
Well, okay. So the judges first appeared in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance, and then Final Fantasy 12 came out, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put the judges in there," but the judges had a very different role in 12.
Right.
Which, by the way, Final Fantasy 12 is also available for anyone that has PlayStation Now.
Yes.
It's also on Game Pass.
Yeah. Or you can also buy it on Nintendo Switch, where I have it right now.
Mm-hmm. So Nintendo, the inferior system here. You could get it for free on Xbox. You could stream it on PlayStation Now, and then you have to pay for it. And then
technically, it's a PS4 version, so you can download it.
Sick.
On PlayStation Now. By the way, I wrote an article today about the games that are available now on PlayStation Now.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I was trying to keep up with everybody.
No. It's okay. I'm not complaining. Like I have all sorts of stuff to do. Like I'm still getting settled into this house.
Did you want to write?
Still have to work.
Did you want to write? Do you want me to leave them for you next time?
No. Don't worry. What I will do is I'll just scoop you on them. That's all. Like shoot. Like the early bird gets the worm, or the early worm gets the bird. One of those.
I'm just trying to break my record from last month of.
Yeah, congrats, dude. Congrats. But hey, I actually got up on the board last month. I actually got 5 last month.
I didn't write anything meaningful. It was just news. I didn't do any banters or anything. So
yeah, like that's the other thing too. Like folks are leaning on me to do banters now. So I guess it's finally like put up or shut up time for me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Triangle Strategy though. That's the game. March 3rd. This year is just. I'm just fucked this year when it comes to games. Like there's at least one, maybe 2 games every freaking month this year.
Oh yeah.
Comes out. I think the only month that there's always one dead month in the year where like nothing that nobody wants comes out. and I need to look at the calendar to see what that month will be for me because shit. We got Advance Wars, we got Triangle Strategy, we got Ninja Turtles, we got Sifu, we got the Monster Hunter expansion. We got Horizon Forbidden West. What else am I missing here?
Dying Light 2.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16. Yep.
Crossfire X. If anyone's interested in that, I don't know. I'm kind of.
And for some, not all. There's the new Kirby game.
Yeah.
What is it? Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3 ain't coming out. If Dragon Age 4 ain't coming out in 2022, Bayonetta 3 ain't coming out.
Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
Splatoon. Yep. Lord of the Rings. Gollum. What else we got? Gran Turismo
I still have
7.
my last game I would like to talk about, LeRon, before you keep going down your giant list.
My bad. Do you
No,
think?
it's fine.
God of War Ragnarok. There we go. I'm done.
That game looks good too.
I'm done for now.
Sorry, I'm just like trying to like wrap the show because we have another show to record after this. So I'm
sorry. Hey, you wanted me to get energetic. You know, you wanted me to.
I do. You had your pho, and now you got all this energy. You got your warm and fuzzies inside, and I'm sitting here eating, a salad and chicken for dinner, and I'm just like, I just want a hamburger.
What's the game, Corey? Corey, what's the game? What's the game? I bet you know what it is.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for that game.
You know, I was about to boo that, but yeah. It's fine.
I'll boo it.
No, don't you dare. I will reach through that screen.
So there was
I have legitimate reason for the boo though, because
I wonder if it's the same as my legitimate reason.
It's because everybody and their mom just swore up and down like it was going to win awards for like the most anticipated game and all that stuff, and it's like that might be true, but like let other games have something,
It also might be true if they showed more than 10 seconds of gameplay.
Well, that's what we're waiting for.
I just really liked the first game, so I'm excited for a sequel.
Yeah.
I need to play this first game. I own the first game.
I really wanted to pick Horizon, but I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm not gonna be able to play it. So I'm not gonna be excited.
You have a PS4 though, right?
No, I sold it.
Oh.
I sold it because I figure if I got a PS5 someday, I don't need it.
Could have had one.
I know. I could have had one today.
Instead, you chose your marriage.
I did. Probably. I don't know.
Get him, Stoy. Get him. Do you understand how much him and Stephanie to a degree made me feel like shit for not jumping on one of those 11 white OLED switches?
You should have got one. Look at it. Look how pretty it is, LeRon. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it.
If I didn't love my monitor so much, my fist would already be through it.
Should have got it. They were available today too, by the way, at Best Buy and Walmart.
Well, I definitely don't have them. I definitely don't have the money to spend right now.
Should have spent it when you had it. Anyways, we're gonna wrap the show. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to the Boss Rush podcast. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. You can catch all of our content on bossrush.net. Subscribe to our other shows, which you can also find on bossrush.net. We're on Patreon, by the way. You can get this show 3 days early on Patreon, patreon.com/bossrushnetwork, along with 3 other shows early for your listening pleasure. Stoy, appreciate your time tonight. Where can we find you?
Thank you for the invite. You can find me not only on Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast. You can find me on EXP Cast, the video game podcast. We're also in the Boss Rush Network as well. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EXPcast, and my personal Twitter is StoyMKE8. I'm also on Instagram at StoyMKE8. It's just a bunch of pictures of my motorcycles.
Ooh,
motorcycle.
You guys want to see my motorcycles? LeRon, you want to see my motorcycles?
As a matter of fact, you might have just got a new follow. That's all I'm saying.
I followed
Look,
you.
LeRon, it's a motorcycle.
Ooh, I don't understand.
There's another motorcycle.
Yep, and followed.
Stephanie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and I guess Instagram, since Stoy had to bring that up, at Klimov, KLIMOV as in Victor _author. I don't have any pictures of motorcycles. Usually it's pictures of food on mine because that's all I think about. Either I'm eating food or I'm thinking about food. LeRon and the pho, who's always eating something at every podcast that we do. Always munching on something.
I know. He's got bags of just munchies underneath his desk.
I'm telling you, every time he's always eating something. I don't know. Oh, anyway, so yeah, you can follow me there, and I write articles for Boss Rush. Bossrush.net. Thank you.
LeRon, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere. Exodus 803, social media, Twitch, YouTube, gamertag. Yeah, EXODUS803. I don't know why I got so flustered and tongue-tied saying something I say practically 4 times a week. I don't know why.
It's probably on my Instagram page looking at my motorcycles like, wow, that's a nice motorcycle.
Like, look, like that's some hardcore machinery right there.
That's another nice motorcycle.
Look at the chrome on that baby.
Actually, I hate chrome. I don't like chrome on motorcycles. Doesn't belong on a motorcycle.
I just said it. Yeah,
okay.
like.
No, that's the first instinct people get. Whatever.
Wow. You can find me at I am Corey HC on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me hosting Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast. You can also find me on Standard Definition and After Dark, and a plethora of other content here on the Boss Rush Network. I want to thank everybody so much for watching and or listening. Remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you listen. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.